Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of the day it is, whenever you're watching this. I hope you're having an extravagant day. So today, I decided that I wanted to do something productive, I guess. And this is that productive thing. I didn't really do anything at all today, and I kind of wanted to get my thoughts out on just a certain topic. And this kind of, I kind of know where I want this video to go. Usually when I've made just one video where I was expressing my thoughts, but honestly it was mainly for me, and it was just kind of like on a whim, you know what, I'm bored, I want to do something, and this is what I got out. But now I think the stakes are different because I want this to go further, I guess, if that makes sense. I generally want to get to the whole process of at least editing this video and just making it somewhat coherent rant, I guess. So yeah, but I will count this as my first ever video where I genuinely want to try and do something. Anyways, I digress. Oh my gosh, I guess I haven't really introduced myself. I'm Leo. I am, what is this, first day of class? Yeah, my name is Leo. I'm 21 years old, and I go to university. I guess that's all I really have. But I am 21. I am going to university, and I'm in my third year, as 21-year-olds usually are in their third year, unless you skip a grade or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But usually following the typical path of life, I'm in my third year. I guess third or fourth, because that doesn't matter. Anyways, honestly, today I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about looksmaxxing. I think it's a very interesting topic. I don't know how to feel about this light. I'm still trying to get the whole lighting thing arranged. You guys can't even see my eyes. It's horrible. My bad, y'all. Hold on. I don't know if this is better. I'll just suck it out, dude. It's whatever. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about looksmaxxing because it definitely is something. I just want to get my opinion out, right? I want to, let me get on my soapbox. Let me rant for something, right? Let me, I don't know, have somebody hear what I have to say about it. And if that person is you, thank you for listening to what I have to say. And please, if you have any rebuttal, or if you want to add more to the conversation, please do. Please just I don't know, comment down below, y'all. Make sure to comment down below. Yeah, make sure to say something, because I want to know. I want to know your opinion on it. But first, let me get me first. All right, then you. All right, cool. Anyway, I honestly got into looksmaxxing way back when. Man, I think middle school. I'm not an attractive human being. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just kind of whatever. But I was a lot worse back then, and I was very insecure as one ugly guy usually is, right? I was insecure about how I looked, how I was. I'm really skinny, and I was just, it was horrible. I was really skinny, but I had a lot of face fat. I was very round. I still am, but I remember mewing was very, very prominent. I heard about mewing way back when. It must have been a YouTube video and stuff, or something. I must have watched something, and I heard somebody say yo, all you have to do is mew and you're gonna have a crazy jawline. I'm you know what, I want to have a crazy jawline. I have no jaw at all. Let's do that. So it's exactly what I did. Between the ages of 13, I guess 13 to now, I still mew because it just becomes muscle memory, and you kind of just do it to do it. And I was doing it, and I think during that age, you're very, developmental stages, you're very prone to public opinion, and I was especially prone to public opinion. I mean, that's why I was man, I'm ugly, I got to change this up. But I don't know if it's just because puberty hit and I'm just whatever, or because I was mewing. Whichever of the two reasons it was, my face got a lot less chubby, and I got a more defined look, right? And I don't know if I contributed to mewing or if I contributed to I just hit puberty and I'm cool, but I don't know. I was very happy, but that is the extent of my personal journey with looksmaxxing and trying to look the best. I then realized that genuinely I think it became kind of toxic, where I was man, like I'm so ugly. Like I gotta tee up, but I would never really do anything, and I would just kind of make myself more depressed and fall into this hole of like, I want to do something, but I don't have the willpower to do it. Therefore, I just won't do it. But then I will bash myself for not doing it, and it's like a repeat process, because it's like, yo, I already dogged on the fact that I need to go to the gym last week, and I haven't done that in a week. Like, what am I doing? I'm even worse. And then, you know, like another week down the line, I'm like, man, I'm still dogging on myself. Like, you know, it just wasn't good for like self morale and just my overall confidence, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's just an interesting little subject. Recently, unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you know that looksmaxxing is like a lot bigger now. You know, people want to do that. People just want to look better. And this time, I feel like it's more with a focus on drugs. I'm indifferent about drugs. Do what you want to do, like with you. Like if you want to go on like Roy's and stuff, yo, all power to you. You want to look buff? That is sick. You know, but personally, I never wanted to take it that far, and I probably will never take it that far. Never say never, but I probably won't take it that far. Leo, for the future, if you're watching this, don't take it that far, boy. Anyway, I just thought, like, you know, actually doing drugs is kind of, like, that's just not it. Like, you know, I like fostering a more healthier approach to looksmaxxing. Like, oh, I want to look like him. You know, but I don't want to look exactly like him. I just want to improve myself. Like, I want to look a little bit more buff. I want to have a little bit more chest. I want my biceps to be a little bigger. I want my quads to be a little bit wider, you know. I want to get a BBL. I guess not really. You're getting my idea. All right, cool. This new wave and the new focus on just doing drugs like GHKCU, it's just not healthy for the psyche. I actually want to preface this by saying that I haven't done like a crazy amount of research over like, you know, long-term effects of GHKCU or like, you know, a triangle or roids for that matter. So please take all this with a grain of salt. This is just me spitting stuff onto the camera, just cause why not, you know? The whole idea of injecting yourself with steroids or like just a steroid equivalent with the goal of just becoming more ripped, without having to go to the gym and having that discipline of doing all that, it just kind of defeats the purpose. I think that's kind of dumb, honestly. People that are natty, right? Natural people, they look great, you know. They sit there and they can have a six-pack and they can be shredded. They don't have to take any drugs. They just have a good, clean diet, and it's overall just, you know, they have the mental fortitude to be able to maintain that body through discipline and structure. And then you now just want to like fast track to it by injecting drugs in you. I just think that's just not good. And some people, for example, I know like in the case of my roommate, he was already like naturally, this guy was already pretty jacked, right? You know, he had a whole like 4-pack going, and he has some good biceps and whatever, but he wanted more, you know. And in the pursuit of more, I feel like that's when he loses his sense of self, and he starts losing, who am I really doing this for, right? Initially, people do it because it's like, I want to improve myself and I want to be better and stuff. Maybe, I hope that's the reason why. But then it kind of turns into like, okay, now the women like me, like I'm more attractive, not more men. Actually, I don't really see a lot of women on like looksmaxxing and stuff. So I will mainly talk from the man perspective, since I don't know much about the woman perspective, and I don't want to make that many assumptions. But if you are a woman and you do looksmaxxing, this isn't going to become a looksmaxxing channel, but please let me know like how that is. Anyway, it gets to a point where it's like, are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it to be more attractive to other people and have more women come to you and like whatever, right? I always like to say that looks just puts your foot in the door, but it is your personality that is able to open it and do all that type of stuff, which corny, you're fucking chopped, so that's why you say that. Shut up. Let's be honest, right? If you were, you know, okay, let's say you're you, right? Oh my gosh, revolutionary idea, right? And this 10 out of 10 potential partner comes, crazy face card, crazy build, crazy everything. Like if it's a guy, Hey, this guy is swole, jacked, crazy good face. I mean, he could be a supermodel, okay? Or and if it's a girl, it's like, like curvy, voluptuous, just dream bod. All right. Well, let's assume they come up to you, right, and they're interested in you, and you guys start talking and trying to engage in a conversation. But the more you talk to this person, the more you realize that there's really not much going on with them. When you ask, like, oh, hey, what hobbies do you have? They're like, just go to the gym, and I just, yeah, and that's all I do. What I'm trying to get to is that there's no personality to it, right? I feel like personality is also equally as important to looks. Honestly, I value that more than how somebody looks. Who wouldn't want a partner that you'd be able to connect to all the time, and you having like this complex partner where it's like they can be really funny, or they're like really witty, and you guys are able to build off each other, and you guys are just able to have a great time. You guys are laughing all the time, cracking jokes. And even in times of maybe you guys got into an argument, but thankfully your partner is really communicative. Is really communicative, and you and them are able to fix it very well, because he's just, or not he, they. Let's keep it broad. Realistically, would you rather have that partner where it's like you guys are really, really compatible, and you guys are able to pretty much get through most of the humps that life gives you, and you guys build off each other, and you guys are able to both just bloom together, and they're like, a mediocre looking person, like you obviously find them attractive, but it's like there's obviously more attractive people out there and whatever, right? Or would you rather have a 10 out of 10 person, like an absolute drop dead gorgeous person, just overall extremely attractive person, and have them just have no personality and not be able to problem solve, not be able to, just not witty, not funny, not corny, not nothing. There's nothing going on with this person. The only thing that they have going on is the fact that they just look hot. They're just a big nothing burger after that, like, or what's it called besides that, besides them looking like really attractive, they're just nothing. They're nothing. And if you say you'd rather have that than the first choice, a partner with a lot of personality and everything, don't date. Like, seriously, don't date, because that's not the point of dating. To date is to find like compatibility, right? To go on dates is to see how compatible you two are, and if it works or not. And how compatible can you guys really be if all this person is just a really nice face card and a really nice body, right? That's why I think personality is just a lot better. Yeah, I guess that's just my little rant. I'll try and keep it short because I don't really want to go into crazy detail and stuff. Please do not expect this to just be a like channel where I just talk about looksmaxxing. No, the point of this channel is to talk about literally whatever I feel like talking about, right? Today it just happened to be looksmaxxing. Tomorrow, maybe I will talk about, I don't know, photography. In 2 days, I'll talk about this book I'm reading, Dune, right? Like, I can talk about anything, and that's the whole point of this. I just want to have a place where I can sit down, talk to people, and be heard. Who doesn't want to be heard? You want to be heard? You want to be heard? I know you want to be heard. So if you want to be heard, you can drop your opinion so we can start a discussion. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I think that's about it. Bye.